online. I had a call from Las Vegas this morning, and hopefully my boy is listening to the show this morning. I want to say good morning to him too. You know, we have a little, also I want to send my condolences out to Nathan and Isabella Falk for the loss of their daughter, and I'm sending my condolences out to them and all those that know it. Fine, all those that don't know it, well, we're gonna try to get together and make things happen for them. But I want to say good morning to my co-host, Brother Vallo.
Good morning, Brother Wallace.
Brother Jay Vallo. Good morning. Welcome having you aboard, man.
Because good morning.
With him, we always have a great big conversation, and right now, see a lot of signs coming up where people is trying to get their campaign signs out and let everybody know that they're running for office. Hopefully everybody that's running gonna be successful, but out of all of them, you got to have one winner in each district, wherever you're running at. You know, you still got to have a winner regardless whether you got 3 or 4 people running with you, And so I wish everybody luck on that. But this morning, I want to try to talk about early voting. Not just early voting, but voting, period. Let's make sure that our registration is in order. We haven't been purged off. Early voting, I've been pushing early voting for many years now, and finally, Councilman Pat Lewis, that represents District 1, finally got an early voting site that's comfortable to everybody, not just the one, but to everybody. It used to be downtown at 1010 Lafayette Street. It was a jam-packed little session. Now we don't have to have that jam-packed little session, because we got an early voting site at Martin Luther King Center on Cora Street. You got your ID, you hand them your ID, they're gonna scan your name, you come back upright, they're gonna give you a little sticker, you sign your name by it, you go to the voting machine and you vote. And this is the best way to go. You got 8 days to early vote. You got only 1 day on election day to vote. And if anything come up on that day that is gonna take your voter being able to vote away. So I wanna say good morning to the director, Brother Jay Vallo. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, brother, I'm not trying to say too much because I say too much on them other shows. About 15 other shows I'm a part of or even hosting,
Well, that's good. That's good. The more,
it's just an exaggeration, not 15.
Yeah. The old saying goes, the more you know, the more you grow.
Yeah, I used to hear that on a Saturday morning.
Yeah. The more you know, the more you grow. I used to tell little granddaughter that, the more you know, the more you grow.
Yeah.
That's just like reading. The more you read, the more you know.
Yeah.
So all these things.
And I want to say this for, since Brother Keith not here today, to say the views expressed on this show are not necessarily of those of the staff and management of AOC Community Media and the management and the workers. It's just that of Brother Wallace, the host of the Community Matters show, and the callers.
Yeah. So don't go at nobody else but us for that.
Yes.
But Brother Jay, we're in election season, and the election season, they got a lot of people putting their name in the hat before qualifying. We even have we have somebody that look like us, gonna be running in the race. Now, will he make it? All the other states and communities around us, they have semi-black mayors, semi-governors, our governors, why we can't have a black mayor here. Seems like everybody's scared to run for mayor here, you know. But the ladies not scared. They got they got some ladies running.
They got several.
Yeah. And I wish them well in their endeavors, and that's the way things gonna go.
And Brother Wallace, I want to say in the polling that on the Advocate, they were talking about the leading candidates for governor in the state, and it showed that one of the two running one behind each other is the President Attorney General Jeff Landry, and since that Sean Wilson is trailing the leading candidate, because you know Louisiana, the political makeup is what you call ultra right wing or right wing.
Yeah.
So definitely it's good numbers for Sean Wilson early.
We got a caller coming in.
Okay.
Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. Caller? Good morning, caller. Okay, you gonna call back? Caller? You'll call back.
Yes, different phones. You have those type of issues. So, you know, I'm more of a glitch person, hunting down that glitch.
Yeah. Well, you know, caller, you still on the line. I don't know what's happening.
Right.
Okay, you're gonna call back.
Right.
But anyway,
Here we go again.
okay. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, all this power. Good morning, Lafayette and surrounding areas. Brother Robinson, Brother Valo.
Good morning, brother.
Good morning. That sounds like Brother Paul from Lake Charles.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
All right. Way to go. Hey, this morning we're talking about voting, election. We having a governor's race. You know, we even have a black guy running, but I never knew about it. So all these things is going on right now. So hopefully we could get black governor.
Well, hey, that's quite a possibility. But, and I encourage what you were absentee voting, but they were voting like it was early voting. You know, certain folks was voting like it was early voting. We were scared to go up there.
Well,
they figured you had to go out of town. But if you went hunting, that's out of town.
Yeah, well, you see, the thing of it is, Brother Paul, when it was absentee voting, you know, we would go, and if we went to absentee vote, they would tell us if they find out we never went out of town, they was gonna arrest us. Well, nobody wanted to do that then, you know. But the code word for the white folks was fishing and hunting, but they never gave us the code word.
You gotta have a sense of humor with this, and with the deception that goes on. It's not nothing being done. It's the same game being over and over and over and over again.
Yes.
And that's just like go all the way back to slavery when they released the slaves. I think that was 1867. They released them, but yet Congress gave them no funding. And at that same particular time, they had millions of acres of land available in the Midwest and the West. But at that same, if you remember, at the same time, the Europeans was coming to America at that same particular time. They gave them all that free land, then they built county acres on the ground, they built cottages, the teacher miners farm. And we had farms, American farmers already was on the farm. They gave them nothing. And if you notice, now we're in the 21st century. And yet the game's still the same as we look back from then to now. The Europeans coming in here, or the Ukraine, no question that they just handling stuff.
Yeah, well, let's go back to the Vietnam War. When they ended the Vietnam War, they brought a lot of Vietnamese here, you know, put them in concentration camp till they could get what they wanted them to know in their head, and then look what they did. They came in our community and took over our community, which they had also filtrated the community, especially the black community, with cocaine and crack cocaine, you know, and that burned a lot of brain cells up, you know, and while it was burning our brain cells up, the Vietnamese was opening up the stores, getting in all the product to sell to us. And we not—
That's correct. That's correct. But at the same time, Brother Wiley, other members of the community open the stores, we don't support one another.
Right.
The only race of people do not support. We support everybody that don't support us. We complain about it, but we still vote 90%, 7% of our funding going to somebody we dislike or not, not seeing us fair or equitable when it comes to us.
I gotta ask, brother.
No, it's just.
Brother Paul.
Brother Paul, I got a question. I saw the article. I saw the news report last week, and matter of fact, this individual staying in the news. Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin. He's been trying to push an effort to tap down on voters in a sense that make it a little harder, or to get people off of voting rolls. So I saw it the other day where he had a year-long quest to create a new canvas of the state voters rolls, and we know what that's about. To take people off of the roll. And it's amazing that all of these Republicans and conservatives has the same playbook, whether they're just doing it a little bit different in different states. And that's the problem here in the state of Louisiana. We don't recognize those things. Everybody want to play niceties with some of these politicians, but we got people like Kyle Ardoin, and I'm saying it's my opinion, Jeff Landry and others, because we want to invite him on all these shows that we do, and when they're running for office. But we want to question why they're trying to push the narrative to get people off the voting rolls, to help further their agenda, to make it, you know, to make it unbalanced in the sense that they stay in power.
And you know, you quite, Jeff, hey, you got it right on target with this. And that's just like all the dedication facts you passed when they show the racism. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them is not natural born Americans. They came from somewhere, all of them. And yet, they vote these racist agendas. And I'm going to plead with the people. You know, I'm sick of Louisiana. Hey, I love this state. We got one of the beautiful states and resources in the nation. I've seen just about every part of it. Mm-hmm. But yet, we the most poor state.
Yes.
And I'm saying over the education system, all these children they pushing out of school can't read, man. We probably got over 1,500 of them right here in the past can't read. What are we? What's wrong with it? Nobody says nothing. And you know, just a number of things happening with this state. And I call it the skunk of the world. I'm tired of Louisiana being the skunk of the world.
I read those numbers.
I got to defend my state.
I read those numbers every day on all the platforms. I read the dismal numbers from environment to health outcomes, the poorest one, and to education, to even economics, having a living wage to pay those bills. And we're seeing now with inflation, they're raising all the prices when it comes to housing. Renters cannot even afford to pay rent no more. People can't even afford to purchase new homes. Young families getting out with good college degrees, they're leaving the state. They're also leaving the state, Brother Paul.
That's right, they moved to rural areas where the rent more feasible. But now it's to the point, and then they developing all this housing, development, and they're making a market out of price, especially for renters. Yeah. They're going to be right here in Lake Charles. It's the one, there ain't nothing but the one all the time, man. With the rent absorbing the rent like they renting over here. It's just mind-boggling.
Yes.
And at the same time, you said the key word involved. They done had the second Louisiana Purchase right under our nose. Do you realize they got people who own millions of acres in Louisiana don't have nothing to do with Louisiana? Right. Even Asians own property in Louisiana. They done sold Louisiana right from under.
Yeah, well, they sell them people affordable prices. When it comes to us, it's red line. They're redliners. They jack up the price. They don't really want it. And if you got the money, to buy it, you go on and buy it. But if you don't have the money, guess what? Somebody gonna come right behind you and buy it for a cheaper price than they wanted to give it to you.
That's right. Yep, that's correct. That's correct. We don't even control it. After a while, we're gonna even have it in there. The way things get. And as far as that Secretary of State, that yo-yo should have been gone. That girl running last time, she led the pack. No support from our community. I'm sick of these Negroes don't vote. They gonna have us in a quagmire. You know what? A bunch of lazy people gonna have us all in place. By lazy ass people. And I'm gonna tell you why. Look now, they so lazy, they got to send a car to pick their groceries up. That's for the sick and shut in. That's like the old saying, that's for the needy, not the greedy.
You're right about
You know,
that.
it's bad, man. You know, we don't have no, I don't understand, what we running from? We got the better property where we ain't, all we got to do is develop it. And everybody put some paint on their thing house. It'll look uniform. But nobody, I don't know what's going on with us, my brother.
Yes.
With all this going on in transpire. Then the other thing about voting, they sending them cards, they think they slick. If that card come back, they gonna purge your mind.
Yo,
You
yeah.
better, like what I say, you better be checking your voting card. Don't wait till the last minute.
Right.
It's time for something to happen, get some files in behind.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, I don't know what they don't see the same thing we see while with Brother Walker.
you know,
If you get the wrong governor, guess what? It's gonna be almost 1 million people. And then you know the first thing you're gonna go after is expanded Medicare, just like Texas. They're trying to emulate Texas,
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana.
Yes.
We already the second oil producer in the nation. We've been producing oil and gas since years. Now we're producing it for Europeans. Ain't be goddamn. It's time for enough is enough. And they expanding all this and killing our community, keeping us in poverty. Man, we ought to be fed up.
yeah, well, you know, Brother Paul, the thing of it is, a lot of it have been miseducation, you know. I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and he was telling me how the education system, you know, did us. My mom and dad struggled to send us to Catholic school, you know, and the Catholic school wasn't teaching us nothing but how to bust our butt with a ruler. And they did do a little better education than what they're doing today, you know, because we had to learn how to spell, we had to learn how to read, and we had to learn our, we used to call it arithmetic back then, you know. So all these things made a difference. Do you know they got high school graduates cannot sign their name?
Education, these kids going to college level, they unprepared. But you know what? I don't hear nothing from them saying nothing and getting on the secondary education and going public and say, look, y'all need to send us some better people, better qualified than what y'all say. You know why they ain't saying that? They got the remedial courses in college. They're making a lot of money off this. The parents got to spend more money on remedial class they should have gotten in secondary education.
Right.
You know, hey man, there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. Nobody don't say nothing. It's just a same handful of people standing up for justice and fairness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, a lot of our black elected officials, you know, they went to college, got a degree, but they don't have the knowledge of how to really make it keep happening from their grandparents, their parents, and things like this here, because they went and got somebody else's rules, not the rules that they really should have. Brother Jay?
Yeah, and with Louisiana, okay, we got a big election season coming up, right? And you would ask the question when you have to encounter these people coming at you for your vote, right? Or you at a forum, you got to be real with them. You got to go and do your research and pull out the statistics about Louisiana and ask them. If you're going to Baton Rouge, if you're going for city council, if you're going for school board, or if you're going for dog catching, you pull out these numbers, ask them what you're going to do about that. And you don't let them tell you you wrong for asking that question. If the numbers are dismal, Louisiana is running a race basically 50th in every statistical major category, then you have a right to ask them no questions. So the whole purpose is, what are you going to do about these dismal numbers in Baton Rouge? Are you going to continue to follow the lobbyists? You will continue to follow the special interests of people who don't have the, when you say go vote. But we have to educate our people what to vote for and why we should be voting for this thing. You know, we got gun violence. That's a big concern in the state of Louisiana. Number one, Brother Paul. Every day is a death in the small areas, in the large areas. Then we also have the issue of the Louisiana State Police, and I see that as a pinnacle at the top of the pyramid. I'm concerned about it.
Right, they got no credibility.
Right. So if I can't ask any one of the persons running for office in my district, in my home district, or anywhere else, as let's say a talk show host person, if they get angry because I'm asking them that question, well, that tells you a lot about them. So we should be able to take on, and if they're watching, you're invited to come on any one of the platforms, even call Brother Paul and host a show with him, and talk about those things, because that's what people are concerned about. Gun violence in their community, the issue with police brutality, you see it all across the state, economics, they're worrying about where their next paycheck will come from, the living wage in the state of Louisiana, which is poor, those are the things we don't want to hear you saying, well, I got to go to Baton Rouge to work with these people. But guess what? You're working with the lobbyists, but you won't work with the people who put you there. So that's my rant, brother. That's my rant.
Hey, very, very good observation. Brother Paul, look, I don't want to cut you off, but we're on the man line. And us being on the man line, I want to give everybody a chance to call in and give their rant. You know, and we appreciate your call. We appreciate your concern, your knowledge, and all the good things that goes in that pot of gumbo. You know, so.
Hey, I appreciate you and Brother Barlow, man. Hey, I'm pumping y'all up, man. Y'all doing something. Even though
follow all the platforms, brother. Follow all of them.
Yes,
y'all
sir.
got a platform, and more than one. We got none over here.
Yes, sir. Well, you always have a voice with us whenever you want to call. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have...
We're going to have to do his own show. We're going to do his show remotely. Since everything is remote, we could do... Brother Paul could put him on the air regularly if he wants.
Okay.
If he wants.
You heard that, Brother Paul?
Yeah, I heard that. Hey, I heard that, man.
We're going to fire you up.
Give us a voice. Because we in this together, man. We been working together for over 20 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, Brother Paul.
Family to me. Hey, Lafayette is my family.
Right on, my brother.
Jericho.
Okay. All right.
Louisiana.
All right, Brother Paul. Well, let's give somebody else a chance to come in.
All right.
You know, and if nobody come in a while, hey, give us a call back.
All right, my brother.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out.
Brother Paul out of Lake Charles. He's been on the battlefield for many years, bro.
I remember we called in the old KJCB 770 AM.
Yeah.
He's one of my person that inspired me to keep calling, like yourself, Brother Wilder.
Yeah. Well, Brother Bunny was the one that kept me inspired.
Right.
You know, he really pushed a lot of things that was happening into the city, into the state, and things like this here. A lot of people didn't really recognize him because he had some extracurricular activity going on with him, but that didn't stop him from wanting to fight for his community, for the love he had for his community. So all of that is real good to me, you know. So this is where I was with Brother Bunny, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, Brother Wilder, I want to give people a tip. You don't mind on your show? I give them on my show. If you want to keep up with what's going on from let's say a real investigative, progressive viewpoint, go to the Louisiana Illuminator. The Louisiana Illuminator is an online news source that has some excellent articles, man. Excellent articles. Also, Sound Off Louisiana with Mr. Burns. He was been a guest on our show. Also, if you want to stay abreast of what's going on in the Lafayette and the progressive area, the Current magazine in Lafayette, the Current.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, caller.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, brother.
Always a great show. Morning to you guys. You see about, you didn't know a black guy ran for governor, but Cleo Field
Oh, yeah,
ran
yeah,
against
yeah.
Mike Foster. Now, it's just been years ago, but Cleo Field was a graduate, college graduate, a lawyer.
Mhm.
Mike Foster had a GED and ran for governor and
Right.
won. So, you know how the state is racist.
Well,
No,
that's
no.
on the national level. Look who they voted for president. That's on the national level, man. You know, they're still doing it. They'll vote for dog catcher over somebody who's smart and different, you know?
Well, I beg to differ with the Cleo Field. I mean, not Cleo Field. Mike Foster didn't even have a GED when he got to be governor. He went and got his GED after he became
He
governor.
also went and get a law degree from Southern University.
Yeah, you know, and I forgot all about Cleo Field, but that's what I talk
Yeah,
about.
Cleo, he's bouncing back. I'm starting to see him in the news lately.
Yeah, he's
You
coming
should have
back.
seen Senator Cleo Field, because he's still a senator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, and
You know.
that's what I say. That's why I appreciate the calls and things like this here, cause I don't have all the answers. You know, I come on the show to make the community aware of what's going on, to give the community the opportunity to voice their opinion or hear different things. And you know, I appreciate that call coming from you because you know you're well educated into that, you know, and other people might have said the same thing too. You know.
But I don't know if you remember at the Cajun